Fix It Tony here. Thanks for clicking on the video. So we have the Avalanche back. It's been one oil change since switching this vehicle over to Valvoline Restore and Protect. Here we are on the inside of the engine, the valve cover here, just taking a look. This engine was pretty clean to begin with, but as you can see, there's really no sign of anything really much changing. You know, this product does take a few oil changes to really change anything. I'll put the before and afters here so you can see that. While we're doing that, we'll go ahead and get this vehicle drained and put a new filter on her. We'll pull apart the filter and take a look inside. Here's our before picture, and as you can see, there's more deposits there. So it is actually doing a pretty good job of cleaning this stuff up. It just takes some time. So you can see we have a new oil pan under here. Unfortunately, we had to replace it, 2 oil changes before we started Valvoline Restore and Protect. So we're not going to be able to see a whole lot in the engine because we cleaned it off pretty good when we did that. So we're going to take the drain plug loose. I'm doing a lot of these videos with me out in the street and flat ground here just to show, because some people are saying that, you know, because I have a lift, it makes it that much easier. But honestly, I just want to show you guys, you can do this out in the street. Just make sure you're on level ground and, you know, you have a big drain pan, and, you know, these are fairly easy job to do. We have the oil filter right next to the drain area, so the drain plug. So this makes it a lot easier to go ahead and drain this off. So go ahead and take the oil filter loose. And what's nice is these two, they're so close to each other, we can easily take them both off at the same time with a decent sized drain pan. I think I got this drain pan from Harbor Freight. It makes it really easy. It has a pour spout on it, so you can pour it into a bucket and take your oil from recycling. And please, guys, make sure you're doing the responsible thing and taking your oil in to recycle it. You know, most major cities will allow you to bring it into their city yards, or you can take it into any AutoZone or Walmart or wherever you buy your oil. You know, you don't want this stuff getting in the groundwater. So we go ahead and just take this loose, let it drain out a little bit so that it comes out. Okay, so went ahead and open up the oil filter. This is one of Valvoline's. It's a VO88. I think I said the wrong number earlier. Anyway, here's our element. It's actually pretty decent. It's almost like a canister element. I'm going to go ahead and take a look. We're going to dump out the oil here, see if there's anything worth seeing in there. Again, you got the heavier oil in there. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. Look at this. Oh my gosh. This is probably the most I've ever seen. There is straight sludge. Look at that. That is all the stuff that got removed by the Restore and Protect. This has only been on here for about 3,000 miles. That is a lot of stuff. Are you focusing in? Can you see it? Mm-hmm. That is just sludge. So, and there's some grits in there, but again, you can see this stuff is working. When I took the other oil filter apart, it did not look like that inside. So that just tells you the difference. We'll throw it in our bin here. Here's our oil filter. And again, probably going to change it a little more often because this is not what we want to see here. This is a lot of gunk, a lot of stuff. And we don't want any of that to make it past the media. You focus in here, but just taking a look at the media. We don't have any glitter in here, which is a good thing, but it's not clogged. It's definitely full. There's no doubt about that. But I don't see anything in the pelts that raises, you know, my attention that there's a problem. It's just dirt. The engine was dirty on the inside. So that is a lot of stuff. And if you need one of these tools, I'll put it in the description, but this is how you use these tools for removing taking apart the oil filter and getting it in here and taking a look at what's going on. But yeah, this is pretty dirty, and it took a lot of gunk out of the inside of the engine. So this goes to show you, it does take a few oil changes for the Valvoline Restore and Protect to really get an engine clean, but this one's already doing its job. Okay, so we got a new oil filter on, and again, we're going to change this a little more often because I don't like how dirty that was. Because keep in mind, this oil pan is new, and we wiped everything down to sprayed everything down when we put this oil pan in. So that gunk is coming from inside the engine and other places that we can't really even see with the scope. So we went to put our new oil filter on. We put our cleaned everything up. We do have a leak from not the rear seal, but there's a rear cap back here. When we did the transmission, I wasn't aware of that. I really wish I would have replaced that while we had that apart, but it is what it is. It's a very minor leak. It doesn't drip. It's just more of sweat. So we'll get this together and we'll get some oil in. Okay, so we're back on top. We're going to go ahead and refill her with our 530 Valvoline Restore and Protect. Stuff's not getting any cheaper. $30 for 5 quarts is about the going price right now. it is what it is. Sometimes it goes on special, but I think Valvoline's realizing that they do have a hit on their hands, and they're not lowering the price, but it's pretty reasonable, to be honest, because if you buy regular oil and you put an additive in it, it's going to be more than that, so it makes sense. And for those of you who are asking why I had to put an oil pan on this, it also explains why I do oil changes myself. An oil change place did the oil change for my son when he was up in Santa Barbara and stripped out the drain plug. And on these LS style oil pans, you can't do anything with them. There's no extra room for the drain plug. So basically, when they strip out, you can't drill it out, put new threads. You can't even put an oversized thread. It will always leak, because what will end up happening is it'll crack the casing. So you do have to replace the pan. It is a common problem. That's why the pans are not horribly expensive, only about like $80 or $90. So word of the wise, make sure that you trust who you're having do your oil changes, because obviously that's not a cheap or fun job. So we'll get her filled up here and reset our change oil light. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and fill it up with 6.5 quarts. Usually these take between 6.5 and 7. It depends. So I put 6.5 and I go from there. To drain anything out. Let's hop in the truck here. Anybody who has anything 07, these GMT models knows this dashboard's completely disintegrated. One of the crappy parts of these trucks, unfortunately. So these are pretty easy to reset. We just want to go over here to the top option up here and just scroll over to oil change life. And I'll come up here in a second. Oops, actually that's entered the I. Sorry, it's been a little while since I've done one of these. All right, to relearn. Okay, so once you get to oil change life, you're going to go ahead and hold down right here on the check mark, and you're reset. And it's that easy. So we're going to reset that. We'll start her up now. Let her build oil pressure. You'll see pop up right there. Pardon the music, I don't really know what that is. So anyway, got her started up, and then we'll go ahead and check the oil level. Okay, take a look at oil level here. Again, you can see the dipstick is getting cleaner too. It was actually pretty dirty. There's still some stuff on here, but it is cleaning, and we can see from the oil filter where all that sludge is ending up. So just word to the wise, we might have to change that a little sooner. So here's our oil change. And we're just about 2 levers down, so probably about another quarter quart in there to go ahead and top this one off. And, at the end of the day, this thing hasn't been drinking oil, which is a good thing. But again, we want to stay ahead of that. We want this to last a lot longer if we can. Alrighty, so another half quart. We're at 7. We're full now. So 7 quarts. Again, it depends how long you let it drain. I let them drain a little bit, so 7's usually about the number. Otherwise, it's usually 6.5, maybe a touch more. Just check the fluid, it's cool, it's good. We're going to do a brake fluid flush on this, not today, but another day, and I'll show you how we do that. It's very easy. For those who watch my videos, this does take a while to get results, and some people are like, oh wow, I got results right away. Honestly, this is vehicle number 13. It takes 3, 4, 5 oil changes to really see the difference, which is why it works so well. If you work too quickly, like an engine flush, you run a very real risk of having a spun bearing. What that is when you have gunk that gets clogged in the journals. You have very small oil passages, and if they get stuffed junk and you saw what was in that oil filter, that makes its way into those areas. It's going to clog, starve the rotating assemblies, your cam, your rocker, your crankshaft. Is going to rob them of oil, and if you rob them from oil, you're going to cause metal damage, metal damage, and next thing you know, now you're replacing the engine. So you don't want to do these quickly, and that's why I'm against engine flushes, because it's happened more than once. I've seen it happen. I've learned my lesson the hard way. Don't do engine flushes. Use a product like this. It works slower, but it works, and that's the main part. Another thing I wanted to show you guys, I have been noticing we do get foam, and in the foam that we've been seeing coming out of some of the engines is, that's where a lot of this stuff is being suspended. The stuff that's breaking down, you can see the color of it. It's almost the same color as the varnish that we're pulling out of the engine. So, the product, the breakup of what they have going on in here, again, they say it's a patented molecule, but basically what I think it is boron. And, a lot of boron, and maybe they, changed them on a molecular level. Not really sure. But what it allows it to do, if anybody remembers using boron on your detergent for clothes and cleaning stuff around the house, boron is an excellent cleaner. It's also a very slick molecule, which means it actually is slicker than a hydrocarbon that you use in your oil. So not only does it clean, but it acts as an oil or a lubricant. So it does both jobs, and that's why it works so well at cleaning inside these engines. And you need a precise amount to make it work correctly. That's why it's nice to have it already in an oil product, so you don't have to guess how much needs to go in. It also is why you should always shake your bottles of oil, regardless of oil you're using, because of the stuff they put into it. It does settle to the bottom over time. So if you don't agitate it, you may not get all the product in there if you're not using the entire 5-quart bottle. So another little tip there. But please like, subscribe, and share. 90% of you guys watching my videos do not subscribe, and you won't believe how much it helps me if you subscribe. I do this in my spare time. I do have a full-time job, and it motivates me to make more videos and do more projects. Actually, we have the Cadillac coming back here, and another video coming up shortly for those who follow what's been going on. And you can see it's missing for a bumper because it was involved in an accident, but we're going to fix that, and we're going to do an oil change and see how we're doing, because this was also another engine that was pretty dirty, that's on its 3rd oil change with Valvoline Restore and Protect. So please like, subscribe, share. Also hype my videos. That's a new feature that YouTube is putting down at the bottom. If you hype my video, that also helps me. So I really appreciate all you guys. I wanted to help you guys learn together how to do these oil changes, do this stuff yourself, save yourself some money, keep these cars alive, because I will tell you, buying a new car is not cheaper. Registration's not getting any cheaper. Insurance is not getting any cheaper. You buy a new car, all the money you thought you saved, you ain't saving. Just telling you that right now. So I work in the industry, and I'll tell you, there is no savings in buying a new car. So thanks again, guys. Have a great day.